Welcome to House of Cards, a video podcast hosted by Cardinal Points, SUNY Plattsburgh student-run independent newspaper. This is a podcast dedicated towards interviewing athletes and getting to know the more personal side of Division III women's and men's athletes. Today, I'm joined by my guest host, Sasha Vidrini.
All right, what's up, everybody? I'm going to be hosting this podcast with Colin right here. I'm a guard. I'm a sophomore guard for the basketball team. And we have our guest, Lindsay. She plays on the lacrosse team, on the women's lacrosse team.
Hey, guys. Thanks for having me. I'm Lindsay Guzzetta, and I'm number 18 on the women's lacrosse team. I play attack, and I'm a senior.
Lindsay studies fitness and wellness leadership. What sparked your interest in the study?
So I started working out probably about 9th grade, I would say, and I got into CrossFit. So that's when I learned how to lift and everything. And then I actually was going to come here and do nursing, but I decided I didn't want to work in a hospital, and that just, life wasn't for me. And then I came upon the fitness and wellness major, so in like May of my senior year, I was just like, I'm going to do this instead, I think. And at first I was going to go into like PT maybe because I saw they had like that, but then I got more into like the whole fitness and like training people aspect, so now I want to pursue that instead.
So lacrosse aside, what did you like about Plattsburgh study-wise?
Wait, what do you mean by that?
From an academic standpoint, what interested you about Plattsburgh?
Oh, okay. Well, actually, both my brothers came here, and I kind of already knew the area and was like familiar with everything around here. Mm-hmm. And I'd already seen the campus a bunch, so that kind of was more like why I wanted to come here.
You like the campus?
Like it just felt like home. It felt familiar. I liked the area around better than other schools. And also because I wanted to do nursing and lacrosse, I had limited options. So it was either here or Brockport, basically.
So in your 4 years since you first came here, what do you like about the program? Have you come to regret your decision at all, or are you?
What I really like is the professors that are in the program and the people that are in the program, because a lot of the kids are athletes, so we all can like relate to each other, and the professors are a very like close-knit group, and they're very like helpful if I need it, and I can just like go to them whenever I need. Some of my professors are even like the athletic trainers, so that's like nice to have because I can talk about class while I'm getting treatment, basically. So it's just like a good community. I really do like the whole program as a whole.
So last year you received $1,500 from the American College of Sports Medicine, and you were the first in the department to do so as an undergrad.
Yeah.
How did it come about that you applied for the grant, and the interest you had in researching your topic?
So Andreas Damatis, he came to me and emailed me if I wanted to submit a research study about mental health of female athletes, and I was like, that's pretty cool. I would want to be involved in that. So then we submitted the application, and I proposed the study, and then they gave us our funding to actually go through with that research. So that's he just came to me and asked me if I wanted to do it.
Was like the process to apply for it difficult, or was it fairly simple?
It was fairly simple because Andreas did a lot of that. I just had to pretty much understand the research and create the proposal for it.
As an athlete that was affected by the pandemic, what led you to want to focus on female mental health in sports?
So I feel like the pandemic took a huge toll on people's mental health. So I thought, and now even more so, people are coming out about that even in the professional world. Like professional world, people are more coming out with their mental health. So I thought that it was just a good topic at the time, and it's even better now because more people are saying stuff about it.
And your focus was on female athletes. Can I ask why you narrowed it down to that?
I'm a female athlete, and also there's a lot of research going on about men too, so I feel like there's not too much about females So that was more of my focus.
Yeah, absolutely.
So basically, to start your, can I call it your project?
Yeah.
Yes, I can call it. All right. You had to take a bunch of like data collection, right? How was that? Was that difficult, or was that?
I had to just send out emails to all of the female athletes to do like a survey, basically.
Okay.
And then a lot of them did respond to it. I think we got over 100 or so, 150 I think, that like responded to it.
Wow.
So that wasn't, and then we had a person do all of, like the statistics and stuff, and they broke it down for me. So I didn't have to do any of like that hardcore
math
stuff.
part?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, no.
All right.
I've actually, like, personally, over the last couple of months, I've been writing an In the Cards piece out next week about Morgan's message, and I talked to Rachel and Caitlin and all those girls, and it's been really cool learning, or not cool. It's been really interesting learning about you know, the effects that mental health has, especially on athletes, and how intense that is. And I've been looking at statistics, and I've been, you know, reading stories like, you know, Morgan Rogers and Katie Meyer, and it's just, you know, it really is what's the word? It's a crisis. What do you know about Morgan's message? And, you know, have you shown interest in that group at all?
So I know some sort of about Morgan's message, how like a girl, what team was it?
It was Duke.
Duke, yeah. All right. Yeah, that she like committed suicide because of like her mental health and everything. I haven't dug too deep into it, but I've been aware of it since high school.
Okay. Yeah.
So as Colin said, you received the funding, right? How much did that funding help you to like for your project?
So that funding just gave this like girls more of a want to do the research because we gave out gift cards afterwards.
Oh, okay.
So it was like I think like a $50 gift card or something.
I
So
would've
yeah,
done that.
everybody would want a gift card after.
absolutely.
So that's why I was
Spend
like,
money.
that's why I was like, take the survey, you might get picked and get a gift card. So
Yeah.
that's pretty much what
that's
the funding was for.
That's fire. What beyond the data collection step? What else did you have to do to really come to your conclusion?
Oh, okay, yeah. So then I had to present it.
Oh,
at,
okay, yeah.
Like
So
the ACSM.
So you just collected the raw data and then presented the raw data?
Yeah, then I presented all the stuff,
Okay.
and that's how I won the competition.
I didn't know if there was like maybe you had to like draw a conclusion or write an essay or.
Oh, yeah, so based on the data, that's just like what we found. So that's
Okay.
the whole research. And then I went to present all my findings at this conference conducted by the ACSM, and I was going up against I think 6 or 8 other people or so who are also did like research, like their research. Like one of them I think was on like physical therapy. Like they have all different like ones. It's not just like mental health. Like they have all different research related to fitness. And then I just presented in front of like a few judges at that one, and I won that. And that was only that was on mental toughness. And then the other one was on mental health in November. And then I won that one. And now I'm going to go to Colorado to present again for the ACSM.
And that's the same research project you're presenting?
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
So when is this upcoming one in Colorado?
The one is in May,
Okay.
May 31st, I want to say, to June 3rd. And that's just a big, so they have like little they have little conferences, and then this one's the annual meeting.
Oh.
So I'm presenting in front of like all of the people that are going to this annual meeting.
Oh my God, that's high pressure. Like, are you nervous for that?
Yeah, like, I mean, I think I got better at public speaking as these have gone on, so I'm not as nervous, but, I mean, yeah, I'm going to probably want to die before I go on.
I'll be freaking out.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
I thought I was going to freak out because the one that I went in November, that was in front of more of a broader audience. The first one in the spring was just in front of like 3 judges, and then the other one was in front of like a bunch of students and like more people, basically. And as soon as I started talking, I was like completely fine.
Have you presented findings before, or is like
This has been like this has been my first time.
okay?
like,
So
doing-
you've never like gone in front of judges or something before?
No.
Wow, that's high pressure.
Yeah.
Not to freak you out.
Like
but
yeah, these were my first times, but
Sorry, sorry.
it's I mean like I've been with this research. I actually just realized I've been with this research since sophomore year.
Wow.
And now I'm a senior, so what, like 3 years I've been with this research?
yeah, that's dedication. Yeah.
Yeah, talking about this research, are you happy with like what you have discovered like throughout this research, or are you expecting to find more out of it?
I think like the way like with the study, you could like use it on, let's say like we only did it on D3 players. Like
Okay.
I want to try
D2,
this on
D1.
like D2, D1, then professional possibly.
Yeah.
But the way that we did it was through like telehealth, so meaning like on the computer.
Okay.
So you can get access to this from like wherever, which that's what
That's
I found
cool.
like cool about. You don't have to like meet with somebody. It's all just like video
Makes
based.
it faster too.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you think this accomplishment has done for you, like personally, and especially as an athlete affected by the pandemic?
Well, personally, this has definitely boosted up my resume, I would say.
No, yeah, that's number one. Definitely.
If I want to get into like a grad program or something, and I find it cool, like what I have been doing, and I enjoy doing it, and it's honestly made me like doing research now more, which I didn't think when I would read a research article, I would have no idea what it's talking about. And now that I've like done one, I'm like, oh, I can put these pieces together. Like I get how to read it now and like understand it. So
Yeah. So like, how did you prepare for all of this? Like,
What
don't
was
know.
that? What was that
Like,
process like?
yeah.
Preparing for both the research and the presentation.
well, I had to meet with Andreas a lot and like practice the presentation over and over again at like 8 o'clock at night. He wouldn't like let you leave until like you got it down, and like he was very on top of us to like practice, and we just worked together and got it done.
So taking first place at that first conference, and did you say you won again in the second one?
Yeah.
That's
I was not expecting that because I was going against kids and like that were from Columbia.
really.
Yeah, I was like, oh
and I'm from
shit.
Plattsburgh.
Yeah, no,
I'm at a
seriously.
SUNY, yeah.
I was like, I'm a SUNY school right now, and I'm going against like Columbia kids, like,
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah,
and I'm
exactly.
telling these kids sounded smart. Like they were like, no, like it was, and they went before me, and I was like, oh damn, like I don't know if I'm gonna be able to pull this off right now. Like,
What would you say that the accomplishment of winning did for you personally, and what do you think it did for your research, like going forward? Like
personally, it was like definitely a confidence boost. I was like, okay, I can like speak in front of people. Like I can get my point across, basically.
Yeah.
And what was the next question?
what do you think that's going to do for your research going forward, knowing that it like is going to place well at?
Yeah, like also the next meeting I think is actually about mental health. So it fit in like perfectly. So I think people that are at that meeting are gonna get a lot out of this research.
Definitely.
So how does it feel to represent Plattsburgh?
Like outside of lacrosse.
Yeah, outside of lacrosse.
Cool, I guess. Yeah, pretty cool.
Do you have any future plans to do to expand this research or to do another research project?
Right now, no,
Okay.
but I wouldn't be opposed to it. But I also don't know. I would have to go to graduate school, I feel like, to get that going.
Got it.
So talking about grad school, what do you plan on like your like rest of your life? Like, what is your goal? Let's say like.
My end goal is to open up my own strength and conditioning facility for athletes. Right now, I just want to get that experience and work in like a strength and conditioning place, and also like personal train. but I do want to be a business owner eventually.
So originally coming from like nursing, you said that you switched over to fitness and wellness. What do you think sparked that?
I think just like like getting more involved in the gym and really understanding like how to rep scheme everything and what the purpose of like training was for, and also to improve like in my sport. That's what like made me want to do this for other people, because I always think about how to improve myself in my sport with working out. So I was like, oh, if I'm that interested in it, I might as well try and like do this as a career.
That's cool. So you got here 2020, and obviously I know I got here from the pandemic, so like I felt pretty bad about it. You stuck in the house, can't move, go nowhere. How did you feel being on campus? Were you on campus?
Yeah, in 20. Yeah, when I was a sophomore, I came.
okay.
Yeah, I was.
How was that, like, mentally?
Like immediately getting on campus and then.
Yeah, that it was awful.
Another way to.
Yeah.
I hated it. Yeah, it was.
Some people liked it, actually. Like, some people.
I liked it when I was.
Rooms that had parties. I mean, I don't know if I can say it, but.
I mean, like we.
Yeah, I mean, you're in Italy, right?
I was in Italy, so I really don't care. But like, I know people that were here were having parties like at their own like dorm room and stuff. So
Yeah, like we were still like going out, but it was just like not the same as freshman year. It like definitely changed. Like,
yeah,
but it was still, we made our own fun, but
it's not the same.
no, yeah.
Got
I
it.
just didn't. I also lived in the dorms, which I think was a big mistake. I should have figured out how to get off campus sophomore year, because I think it would have been way better if I would have got off campus.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. So
But
that
I was just hanging out with my friends who like lived off campus. I tried to
stay
leave
in.
as much as possible.
so that interrupted a season that started 4-0, and that was looking like a really strong year. What was it like to just you're excited about the new season and it's looking strong going into conference play, and then you just like have to put the stick down. Like what was that?
Yeah, it was like a shock. I was like, this is like going really back. I was like, it was like pretty sad. I definitely cried for like a couple of weeks about it. But
Cried?
yeah, I was so upset.
I
Weren't
bet.
you be upset?
I was upset.
Yeah,
when
'cause you were still hooping,
I
right?
was still
Yeah.
hooping it. So yeah, I was really upset. I didn't cry though. I'm just messing.
No, so going back to how you first got into lacrosse, your older brothers Chris and Sean played here. What sparked your interest in lacrosse?
I've been playing since like I could walk. I feel
Really?
like not like instant. So I could like put a stick in my hand. I started, I think, like third grade,
Okay.
like with like PAL, like youth ball. And since they played, they were just like, we're gonna put her in lacrosse. I played other sports too. Like I did like field hockey, volleyball, soccer. I cheered for a bit. Yeah, very random. But mostly my sports were field hockey and lacrosse.
And because your brothers went here and you talked a little bit about it, but how influential was that to your decision to come to Plattsburgh?
Oh, that was a big
I
influence,
would
honestly.
figure,
Yeah. They had fun here, so I was like, I feel like it'll be fun.
Yeah,
and
definitely. It's been 3 years since your season was cut short by COVID. How was that? Like, has that created like a domino effect at all? And does it have like ripples in your life now?
I think it would have been a lot different. I think as a team, also, I think we would have been more established by now. Because I feel we were just talking about this yesterday, actually, me and my friends. That I feel like last year was our first real season, because the first year there's nobody from that year that is like
Right.
on the team right now.
Yeah.
And then the next year was like 4 games, and then the other one was 8 games, and we kept getting cut off because people went into quarantine. So it was like we would have a week off of practice and then have to like play 4 games in 1 week. And yeah, so I feel like for our team definitely would have been more established, and like people as players would have been more established.
Definitely. And I gotta steal this one. I have like a perspective on it. No, I'm glad you brought that up because I think you got here in the program's second season
Yeah,
or first season.
second season.
Yeah, so you've been here basically the whole time that it's existed.
Yeah.
What's it? Not many people get to like experience that because all these other teams been around for like decades.
Mm-hmm.
What's it been like to help define this program and like this young team and you're here for the majority of its existence, right? So
Yeah.
what's that been like?
I honestly loved building up a team and like getting it to like a okay team. You know what I mean? Like we're not the best, obviously, but
Or get it competitive. Like,
yeah.
Make it competitive.
Because like a lot of teams, they would just like bypass us.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like this year we're actually like somewhat of a threat. We beat New Paltz last year, which was like that was a huge win for us and showed that we can actually like play in this conference. And the SUNY conference is a tough one because you got like the Cortland, Geneseo, Brockport.
Yeah.
Like they're all tough established teams. But I loved coming in as like into a new program because I got to play all my years basically, and now my like senior group, we're like all the leaders on the team. We've kind of been the leaders since we came in.
So you're saying it was between when you were first coming to Plattsburgh, it was between here and Brockport, right?
Yeah, I went to a few like clinics and stuff there.
So knowing that this was like a brand new program, what compelled you to choose this one over a program like Brockport?
The campus.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, but like, did the youth of the program have any effect on it?
I knew that if I came here, I would definitely play as soon as I started, so that was a factor. Also, yeah, I didn't like Brockport's town, so that was my
No, I get that.
that was my bad.
But
All the girls were super nice. Like
Yeah.
I really liked the team, but
Yeah.
it was just
Location.
and and Brockport's like 8 hours from my house.
Oh, yeah.
Like this one's
That's true.
like
Yeah.
5.5.
It's like a straight shot. up.
Yeah.
So you've been here almost since it started, right? And you had to change coach. You changed coach from Decker to Wall.
Yeah, so
Like, how was that?
So Wall was actually our assistant coach our
Okay.
freshman year, and then she left, and then Decker left, so then Wall came back. So I mean like for the younger girls, I think it was more of a transition than me because I already had known her,
Okay.
That's
and
true.
now I'm like we're all like comfortable with each other and stuff. So
You have a great relationship, right?
yeah.
Because you have to
That's
be that vet like that, especially with the coaching changes going on. What was it like to step into that like leadership role where you're one of the only people on the team familiar with like Coach Wall?
Yeah, we just had to like tell them like be like Wall's a good coach, like trust her, like
You just had to be a vet, kind of.
yeah.
You just tell him, like, trust him, trust her. My bad. Trust her, and it'll be good.
Yeah.
Kinda. All right, got it.
Yeah. So recently, last game, you just became the all-time leading scorer, and you now also lead in draws. We talked after the game, and you said you felt shocked because you didn't know what was happening.
No, I had no idea.
Yeah.
I was like, what? So what are they announcing right now?
But now that you've had time to like let it settle in a little bit, what does it mean to you to be such like a staple, important player in this program's history?
It feels pretty good. I feel like I've came here and shown that I can play lacrosse, and that I could be a force out on the field. And I hope that other teams are scared of some of our players that we got on the field because we got a couple of good players
Oh
now.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
So talking about, like, your team and you're having a fantastic year, it seems like. What's, like, your relationship with your teammates? Like, what's your bond type?
So from freshman year to this year, like this team is so much closer.
Really.
Yeah, like not that I didn't really know the seniors that well when I like there was a couple that I was like, okay, like we can be friends, but like now we actually feel like a team.
Like a family kind
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think because of us, we made that happen.
What do you think is special about this year's group as opposed to teams in years past? And what makes you think that this year women's lacrosse can be a threat in the SUNYAC?
I think we have our team's pretty fast, I would say. We have to work on the little things, but I think everybody has a good lacrosse IQ that we can make it happen, make a win happen.
So next week, conference play starts. Play Buffalo State at home, and senior day is going on.
Yeah.
What's it like to be honored?
It's so weird. It came up so fast. I feel like I just started, and now it's senior day's here, and I'm about to be done.
What do you anticipate that game and that ceremony being like?
It should be nice. It'll be nice to be recognized and stuff.
So you do, because of the pandemic, you were granted an extra year of eligibility, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you plan on using that?
I do not.
You do not. Do you have a reason behind that?
I think I'm coming to an end.
So do you think if that you were to continue your study at a graduate program in a different school, would you consider playing a fifth year there?
Yeah, that was something that I did consider. I don't know if it's I don't think I'm in the mindset to do a grad program right now.
Mm-hmm.
But if I were to have thought about it more and been on top of it, then I probably would have. Because I wanted to go to a bigger state in maybe out west or something. But I was gonna take a gap year and then see how I was doing, and then possibly go back to grad school.
Okay.
Well, what are you gonna do in your gap year?
Just work.
Just work?
Yeah.
Here in the state or
Yeah, probably at one of my gyms near home.
Yeah.
What are your biggest goals for this year, both on the field, off the field, just surrounding the program in your last year?
I want to make it to playoffs.
Yeah.
That's the goal.
And what do you think it's going to take to do that?
To beat Buff State, we have to, and I want to beat New Paltz and Oneonta.
Those are the games you have circled on your.
Yeah,
your
that's
calendar?
the ones.
She has to.
That's the ones I really want to.
If she doesn't, she's gonna be tight.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
whole
Super
time.
tight.
So you beat New Paltz last year, and then Buff State's a senior game. What are the reasons that those are the games that you got your eye on?
So we lost to Buff State last year,
Okay.
but I wasn't there because I had the conference.
Oh yeah.
So I didn't even get to see but apparently they're really aggressive and rough. So I want to play them, and I actually want to beat them.
They were chirpy.
Yeah.
They were chirpy.
They were probably
They
definitely
were
chirping.
chirping.
You got to borrow one of Johanna's helmets to. Yeah, and then New Paltz and you said Oneonta.
Yeah.
Why those games?
I feel like those are winnable games that you need to have that focus of being we can beat this team.
Definitely. And after a couple years of really, not fair, it's been cut short and you've had a lot of barriers to jump, pandemic-wise. This seems like a really well put together year. What would it mean to you to be able to win and to make the playoffs in your last year before handing the team off to some of the younger players?
I think it will also give the younger players that confidence to want to be even better than we were this year, if we are good this year.
Yeah, definitely. All right. Those are all the questions we had. Lindsay, I want to say thank you very much for joining me.
Thank you for
and
having me.
joining us.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
sorry. We're a group here. We know you're really busy, so again, I really appreciate it. And good luck this season.
Thank
Do you
you.
have anything you want to say to anybody?
Yeah, any shout outs or
Hey, Mom and Dad. That's it.
that's it.
All right,
Okay,
that's fine.
awesome. Thank you very much. And catch us for the next episode of House of Cards. Thank you.
Peace.
Peace.